evening, everyone. Welcome to the April 20th, 2022 meeting of the Gaithersburg Planning Commission. Ordinarily, we have minutes first up, but I guess they weren't ready tonight, so that's okay. We'll do those next time when both will be ready, I guess. First up then is our consent agenda, and we have one item for AFP-9237-2022 for the construction of a 1,700 square foot two-story addition for an existing single-family detached dwelling located at 406 Midsummer Drive in the MXD mixed-use development zone. It's an amendment to final plan, but is just a consent item. Are there any questions on the consent agenda?
No.
All right. Is there a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes unanimously.
Mr. Chairman, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, excuse me. You may want to.
Yeah, but before we get into the site plan, I do want to mention that Sharon Cantrell's on the dais this evening with us, and as not all of the regular commissioners were, that's an awful thing to say.
Regular's fine.
Acting as her assignment as alternate, she's now acting as a regular commissioner tonight. Thank you for being here. However clumsy that introduction. Next up is our site plan agenda, and we have one tonight. The whole crowd got up and sat at the table together. Site plan AFP-9066-2021, approval of 6 solar panels within the existing parking lot at 655 Watkins Mill Road in the I-3 Industrial Office Park Zone. This is amendment to final site plan. And presenting from staff is Jasmine Forbes. Good evening, Jasmine.
Good evening.
Good to see you in person.
Okay, good to see you too. So staff's before you to present amendment to final site plan application AFP-9066-2021. The applicant's requesting approval for 6 solar panel canopies within the existing parking lot. As shown on the screen, the property is located at 655 Watkins Mill Road, which currently has the Kaiser Permanente building and the Hampton Inn. This application comes before the Planning Commission in accordance with Section 24-172A, which requires the Planning Commission to grant amendments to site plans. And I will have Matt Gorton from the project team to start the presentation this evening.
Great, thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. Matt Gordon from the law firm of Selzer Gervich on behalf of the applicant, Standard Solar. Seated to my left is Gabriela Gomez from Standard Solar, and then to the 2 over from me is Eric Partika, who's the Director of Business Development for Standard Solar. They've been hard at work planning this project for a number of years and are excited to be here tonight to present to you all. We're going to keep it very brief, and I just want to give a quick overview. We submitted a letter just outlining that the proposal to add the solar energy system to the property is consistent with the city's master plan and the I-3 zoning. There's no displacement of any of the parking spaces that are ancillary to Kaiser Permanente's medical facility. And we think this will be a great project for the city and accomplish many goals. I'm going to hand it over to Eric to kind of run through some of the more technical kind of design features, and then we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
All right, great, thank you. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. Thanks for having us. So my name is Eric Partika. I'm the Director of Business Development at Standard Solar. We're a solar company based in Rockville, Maryland. We've been in business since 2004, and we own, operate, and build solar facilities, usually commercial scale solar. And we're working with Kaiser Permanente to own and operate this, what we call a carport. So these structures are, you could drive your car under them. They have solar panels. There's also going to be car charging stations, 5 car charging stations. This project is supported by a grant from the Maryland Energy Administration. And this project will generate over 1 million kilowatt hours of electricity, clean electricity, that will offset about 40% of Kaiser's electrical usage. Let me stop there and just see if there's any questions.
No, I think we're familiar with kind of the basic setup. Did you want to go through a presentation?
We have a very short presentation.
Why don't you go ahead and do that then?
Yeah, so I would say this is maybe northeasterly view of the Kaiser facility that's off of 270 and Watkins Mill there. And so the green area shows where the carports will go. There's shading, so the sort of right in front of the building, we wouldn't put carports there because it would be shaded, so the sun would make energy, right? So this is a more detailed view of where the carports would be. Let me stop there, see if there's any questions.
I think you don't net any less green space. You're not covering up any of the planting islands, so you don't lose any of the green area, right? Okay.
I think we're adding some trees.
We'll be relocating a couple trees.
Okay.
This is a sort of a schematic or a side view. We're really proud of these structures because they have a water mitigation or water drainage system. Normally a carport, their water would just come off a drip edge or ice. This captures the water and takes it into a downspout. So we're really pleased with these. There's some technical information on the left. The system size is 891 kilowatts. Parasol is the manufacturer of this equipment. We just built one of these. We'll show you a picture later in Rockville at the Kaiser and Shady Grove. It's right off of the Shady Grove exit. You can see it very easily if you drive down there.
Great.
Any questions on this? So this is the Shady Grove facility. So you can see this is essentially what it would look like, will look like when completed. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're familiar with it, the basic configuration with both the county police and fire headquarters have it in their parking lots. We're familiar with that. And I think we've seen some examples of this off of Key West and Shady Grove. There's a couple of office buildings over there that have done it as well.
DANAC.
Yeah.
We built that.
Okay.
The carport is the generic term. It's a different system. This Parasol has a better water drainage system.
Gotcha. Okay. But it seems like a very appropriate way to use already impervious area. And hey, you get to park in the shade, right?
Great parking.
That's right.
And
Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Nope.
All right.
It's just, I mean, I've been to the one in right off of Shady Grove Road in Key West. I had some dealings with my knee. So park there. I've seen it. It looks like, I mean, it's great. Like you said, it's, you know, your car is covered and that kind of thing, and you don't realize that there's actually a real function
right.
to that. So it's wonderful. You said 1 million kilowatts. So
Kilowatt
how is that gonna kind of? You said it's 40% of their energy usage. Is that a daily usage?
Over a year.
Over a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just depending if Sundays they're closed and we
Yeah,
have
right.
energy or however the days go.
Okay.
I apologize. I have to log in real quick because I just realized we have we're still allowing testimony and comment from the public virtually. So I have to make sure I've got the window open here.
So can you talk about the storage process? You know, a little bit while we're waiting. You know how the energy's stored and that kind of thing.
It's-
Net metering?
Yeah.
So net metering is really more way better described because there's not
Okay.
going to be a storage,
Okay.
a battery, so to speak.
Okay.
So what happens if Kaiser wasn't using electricity or we made more energy than the building needed, net metering allows you to spin the energy, sort of spin the meter backward and put the energy into the grid.
Okay.
And then the customer can take credit for that energy. And it's counted over a year's time. So like, let's say they were closed on a Sunday, we're making a ton of energy, the meter spins backwards and the customer gets credit for that day. But then inevitably, there's going to be a day where it's cloudy or
Sure.
whatever. We don't make as much energy, so we kind of nets out, and so it's net metered. So
Okay.
it's not really storage, but net metering is very technical. You know, solar policy, you know, that from state to state, that is very important to make sure that you're getting credit for the energy we make, because obviously we can't
Obviously,
control.
my colleague here knows all
She
about
does.
that.
We haven't touched the roof, so unfortunately, I way too much.
You learned about it.
Way too much.
Do you,
Does it go up like this?
No. It's very attractive, though, I have to say. Very attractive.
the chargers, you mentioned there were 5 chargers, you're gonna be EV chargers, are they level 2 or level 3 chargers?
I believe the level 4 SEMA Connect.
Level,
Yes.
Oh.
which one?
Level 4 SEMA Connect.
Oh, see, okay. Okay, so that's a level 2. That's why.
Any other questions? Tech team, just for the record and to follow the rules of procedure, would you please run the video so that if anybody's online and wants to testify, they can.
Good evening. If you've connected to the meeting tonight via Zoom and you're on a desktop or a laptop and you wish to make a public comment, we can't currently see or hear you. What you need to do, please, is wiggle your mouse around and look towards the bottom center of your screen. You should see a raise hand button. Go ahead and click on that now for us, please. Alternatively, if you've connected in via telephone, you can press *9.
Great, thank you. And I'm looking at the screen that the tech team controls, and it looks like there is no one on the attendee tab. So why don't we go ahead and, any more questions, by the way, for the applicants?
No.
Okay. read the recommendation, please.
Okay. So staff recommends that the planning commission, based on the exhibit submitted, the applicant's testimony, and the staff report, findings and recommendation, grant AFP-9066-2021, filed in conformance with sections 24-170 and 24-172A of the city code with one condition.
Okay, great, thanks. Just real quick, it was more curiosity than anything that really has to do with this application per se, but what is the life cycle of the hardware?
The solar panels, we grant them like a 35-year lifespan. The solar panels are warranted to produce energy for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
The inverters that convert the power from DC to AC are usually warranted for 10.
Okay.
And so we kind of budget every 10 years that the inverters need to be replaced, but we expect the system to last 35 years, the panels to last.
Mm-hmm. Great, okay. All right, any issues? This is, I guess, I kind of jumped the gun. I said this was a great project to see in an
Yeah,
already
that's
impervious
great.
area.
That's really
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So that's fantastic. Any concerns with the
Nope.
application?
No.
Absolutely
All right.
not.
Very excited.
Is there a motion, please?
Mr. Chair, I move that the planning commission, based on the exhibits submitted, the applicant's testimony, and the staff report, findings and recommendations, grant AFP-9066-2021, finding it in conformance with sections 24-170 and 24-172A of the city code with the one condition, and it wasn't read into the record, so I'm going to read it. Is that okay? All right. Applicant must revise plans to address staff comments related to site plan cleanup, photometric plan, and landscape plan to be approved by Planning and Department of Public Works staff prior to issuance of a site development permit.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that passes unanimously. Thank you very much for being here.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's great. All right, that takes us now to the meaty part of the agenda from the commission. Lloyd, may I start with you tonight?
Nothing more to say.
Phil, anything tonight?
Nothing for me.
Okay, Sharon?
Just happy to be here in person and see you guys in the flesh.
Great to see you.
For a long time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Danny?
It's great to see Sharon.
Yay! Thank you, Danny.
And what are we?
I saw you
You
all
sang last
last time.
time. I sang on camera last
Fair
time,
enough,
too.
fair enough. All right, thanks. Danny, how are we looking on upcoming state planning commission?
We're
events?
still planning on having it in person.
Great.
And I said it's October 25th and 26th. We're still, still in the preliminary phases.
Okay.
I actually have my meeting this Friday.
Yeah, good.
So I'll have more information, more details, hopefully, for you next meeting.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay? Oh, and I want to thank staff for paying dues. It's wonderful. I'm president of the MPCA. It's wonderful that my commission has paid their dues. Thank you very much.
Has a good pocket.
Thanks for covering us. All right, great. Thanks, Danny. Greg, what's up?
Nothing much for me tonight, just a reminder, next planning commission meeting is Wednesday, May 4th.
Okay, great, thanks. Frank, thanks for being here. Nothing too heady tonight, huh?
No, not tonight.
Okay.
But not going off the rails.
Next
Be
time.
All right.
Sometimes you never know.
If there isn't anything else, thank you all for being here and have a good evening. We're adjourned.